Quest for Glory 4, Quest for Glory 1, Quest for Glory 5, and the last place is Quest for Glory 3.
Yeah, for me, 3 is definitely the bottom of the series, and I look at it as, because it was not actually intended as, it was originally supposed to be a 4-part series, and Quest for Glory 3 was kind of shoved in between 2 and 4. And so for me, it kind of feels like a large expansion pack to this series. But as a game by itself, I felt it was just rushed a little too much. They missed out on certain things because it was very focused more like on the fighter and the paladin, but it really did not do much with the thief especially. And it just seemed like the last half of the game, once Johari kind of shows up, it just seems rushed way too quickly. So the first half of the game seems okay.
And Nate
but
said,
the last half just zips by.
He said it wasn't finished from what Lori and Corey Cole say.
Yeah, and if there was like time considerations, things, I could kind of see that. And then there's even other bugs, like sometimes you can't even get 500 points and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, if there was a Quest for Glory game that was like kind of redone or improved again, I'd definitely like to see Quest for Glory 3 improved. And if you read like the manual, they mention I think it was hyena men in the manual, which do not appear in the actual game. So, and or wait, I think you can talk to like one of the elders that watch over the Simbani village, and I think they briefly mentioned it as well or something like that. But it was like one of these things that just didn't end up in the game. So
all of the thief and wizard stuff got pretty much cut, and also there's a section for the warrior and the paladin that was cut as well, something to do with the giant ants.
Oh, kind of. Do you know anything more about what the idea with the warrior and paladin was for? That I haven't heard, but I mean, there's definitely things like with the thief that they just really didn't do much. Like it's even possible to miss one of the little thief side quests. Ooh. So that's kind of interesting.
You're walking through one of the twisty cities. The message reads, I give my right hand to be ambidextrous. Sometimes I wish I was what I was when I wished I was what I am now. And then that's it. The last drag race, the doom from the east has passed, and now between here and infinity. Rent your own harem at Lou's.
Okay, I think the one about the doom, that one might have been.
That's important for the game.
That might have been the doom from the east has passed
and is now between here and infinity. Is that a clue to a puzzle?
That might be a clue for where the next, where like another one of these pieces of inscription are. So,
I see.
So between.
Well, what is in here and infinity?
Well, that's east, so I don't know. Maybe I have to go look along there or something. But whoops.
The map.
Yeah, I'll go fight her once more, and then I'll do a little more wandering.
Well, they allude to it in the game when the Aardvark character talks about the formic acid of the giant ants. And how there are too many of them. So from what I remember of the interview, they said that you had to go in and kill the queen of the giant ant nest.
Okay, yeah, I can kind of see that. That would have been kind of interesting.
Excuse me.
I'm wondering if that was something like, oh, maybe this is like, do you want to be a warrior?
Just testing. Hello, Immortal Wiz. Hi, Cherry Pie. Welcome in. Hello.
So that's interesting. I think it's like one of those things like the Goblin training grounds of the Quest for Glory 1, which didn't happen.
Nate is sick, Cherry Pie. He's got an sinus infection. Needs to get to the doctor. Hasn't had a chance because he's trying to take his daughter in the walk-in clinic. I believe that's what I understood. Crimson Kitty is waiting for a very yummy half-and-half pizza. Serena is trying to make a sweet cabbage salad. And Chad and Nate are talking about Quest for Glory.
Yeah, there was just like nothing you could really do. It would have been cool if in Tarna you could have like gone in and done something, or even the Lion Tar section of the city. One of the biggest disappointments with Quest for Glory 3 was when you finally do make it to the Lost City, there's really not much to do there. You
Yeah.
know, it's like it's very simple. It would have been kind of cool if they could have done a lot more with that whole area or something.
Where you're sitting. Let's see if that helps to bring you. Nope, you went the wrong way. Let's go this way. There you go. Ta-da! Whoopsie. Why is it all
Oh, darn.
Why is it all or nothing with the stand camera? There. It is not your figment of your imagination. I was messing with the camera so he could center his head in while he's talking with Nate instead of having his mouth below the screen. It is, in fact, a Logitech camera. Chloe is sleeping in the basket behind us. Every time I touch her, she like goes,
The cat alone.
you have issues with your 922 all the time. Yeah, it constantly slips all the time. I have it on like a tripod that has the mounting to the arm, so it's like a flexible mounting arm on it, and you can move it wherever. And what I think it's going to come in handy because I am going to do a puzzle playing stream where I bring out my Legend of Zelda puzzle and actually sit there and play, put the puzzle together while I talk to the stream. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. Not only that, but the default resolution for the 1080p camera is not 1080p. Yes, I've heard that. I really haven't had too much problems with the camera though.
I don't think it's so much an issue because if you're looking at on a phone or something, you're like 1 square centimeter ahead anyway. So
in November, Winkers, not until Spooktober is over. I've only got two streams to the end of Spooktober now at this point.
yeah, that's the point I'm saying.
And one's medieval.
See if I can find any more of those inscriptions. Like I said, if you can, I think there was 4 inscriptions on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
If you read them all, then Sir Sweeping James will appear.
Immortal.
And so you do like these little fights and stuff like that. Oh yeah, now I remember what happens with that. It's if you fight him, then you end up finding this little book and stuff like that on him, which then kind of helps log like just little details and stats like how many brigands have killed in this game and this and that and stuff like that.
So Immortal, how are you feeling? Are you finally starting to feel great and back on the mend? You've been very sick for yourself for the last couple weeks. Absolutely. Trying to see if dropping viewers based on the number of streams open. Thanks for letting me test here unknowingly. You're welcome. No problem. Mi casa, su casa.
Oh wait.
True, but when
that's awesome. Gurkha Singh Avenue. That was that was like the producer in Quest for Glory 1. He had some.
True, but when I stream with a person, I set the camera to a custom resolution of 1080p, and then we don't have to basically sit in each other's lap to be seen. Right now, it's default. So whatever is the default is what I've used. I haven't made any changes. And a lot of it has to do with the camera and where it sits on the mount. So... And I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. Of course, you're welcome.
There are little knocking sounds and stuff like that. And sometimes you do hear like little ambient sounds, which are kind of interesting.
You don't hear many.
No. I mean,
that's why I was kind of like making my own music. I was, doing the Leisure Suit Larry and all kinds of stuff. Right now, I'm defragmenting my hard drive. Tedious.
Wow, it's still a thing.
Yep, and you can set that. Windows has a task that can be set up in the middle of the night. Leave your computer on.
Maybe useful if you still have like a mechanical hard drive. If you have like trim on a SSD, it's really not
And he does.
necessary as much. So okay, yeah. Just kind of how SSDs work, but then it's still how they work because they're trying to reduce the amount of writing that they do. So it's great if you have a large SSD. Unfortunately, they're still expensive.
He says because it's too expensive for an 8 terabyte SSD for me
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, that would make sense.
8
that'd be-
terabytes, my God, that would be heaven.
That would be very pricey. Okay, so what happening? Yeah, I don't.
Imagine the games and everything I could do on an 8 terabyte.
Yeah, I just still fill it up. Yeah, it doesn't matter like how much we have. Like like I only have 8 gigs of RAM on my computer. It's not enough. And some of that's just kind of ridiculous. Like it's never good enough. I have a 10 terabyte.
In my system with a 4 terabyte drive and a 6 terabyte drive.
Okay,
so
like
that's,
that.
yeah, we could have
Yeah, I
done the
remember
same.
back in, I think it was a custom built PC built back in probably about 98, 99. I had 3 different hard drives and I had a whopping 14 gigabytes of space on it. And that was just like awesome.
Those were
But
the
I mean,
days.
yeah, I mean like the computer I had just 2 or 3 years before that was 2 gigabytes.
Yeah.
And if you had a game that wanted 700, 800 megabytes, you generally have to keep uninstalling one game and then go reinstall another. So
Exactly. So what are you up to today, Immortal Wish? What's the testing for? I'm curious to see what that's about. So Nate, what is the net? We should have done a shout out for Nate the Great too, if you don't mind doing one. I remember the PC built with my dad in 1992 had a whopping 500 megabyte drive,
Yeah,
and
we
you
had-
felt like a big shot. Oh, Sherry Pie shot you out. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, I remember something along those lines. It was you had a Micron computer. I
Yep.
think that had about a 500 gigabyte
Yep.
drive on it, or a megabyte, which for the bellows looks like the real thing.
Uh-huh.
Which yeah, I remember things along those lines that that Micron you had. Like if you're playing Quest for Glory 4 or something. If you just had the small install with 25 gigs or something, or 25 megs, yeah, that works just fine. And you think about definitely a lot of those games from the 80s, they'd maybe just be a couple megabytes. So something like 500 megabyte hard drive, that'd be plenty for most cases.
And you think about what do most people do with their computer anyway? They internet and they word process. That is, I mean, for the general populace, and then there's a few that do creative like paints and stuff like that. Now it's just so much easier to get those kind of softwares and really build it up. It was a quantum drive. The stupid thing died in 3 years. I think it was a fireball. I always wanted a quantum Bigfoot.
Yeah, there's definitely some hard drives manufacturers that weren't always the best.
Yeah.
So there's one job, I think it was Western Digitals. We had a lot of those which had died.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's something like that, maybe even some Seagates. But then
I don't think we had a
had
Seagate. On the
several-
Micron, we had the Seagate.
We had
that
several
died.
Western Digital Scorpio Blues and those we had lost a couple of those in some laptops, and those were like, oh, these are crap.
I remember the IBM Death Star fiasco. What is that one? Share with us. Pretend that well, you two are probably the only ones around here know.
So that one I don't know.
But I remember when the notebook caught on fire and burned and stuff like that. Someone tabbed back in, and that's when they counted as a viewer. So we were checking to see if you had X amount open, if you would stop being counted as a viewer. Okay, so what happened with the test? What was the outcome? I don't do a lot of opening up. Well, for one thing, my computer gets lagged down. If I have other people's streams going on, it often affects my stream. So unfortunately, I don't run a lot of hosting or backgrounds going on. IBM Death Star drives where it's really fast, but in early 2000, they had a run of drives that had bad heads and the drive failed at a
Ooh.
30% plus
Yeah,
rate.
that's not
Now
good.
that sucks. And you're just like, man,
That's recall time.
well, that too. And not to mention all the data, because back then they probably didn't have good backup systems.
You didn't have something that was
And
backing up, so.
yeah, they earned the
Typical
moniker of,
environmental stalks the plaza, burning all it touches.
haha, soon
Shapiro
Shapiro will be a
washing-
washing flames. Hero, you must save us all.
Okay, let's see. Does Shima say something?
So they earned the moniker of Death Star Drive,
Please take care of
semantics,
yourself, we're
backup,
worried
exe. At a semantic, we had like
Elemental.
at work, and its battery went, and we didn't know how to fix it, and and it would beep all the time, and it was like drove you absolutely nuts. I don't know if they ever really used the backup on the battery part either, that like it was supposed to be, but I finally ended up
Burned
shipping
to
it
cinders
off.
like a sore steak left too long on the grill.
Yeah, I have heard that in Brazil they now forbid people to speak to one another. How can one live in such a way? Most companies use NAS, apparently. All of the small clients I still do work for use cloud based backups, which is what my company does. They have it all on the cloud.
I think we have something along those lines, but I think it's more of.
A lot
Yeah,
on the
if
cloud.
anything, you should have most of your code pushed up anyway. So.
Yeah. Slayer Lover Gaming has just rated with a party of 8. Hello, hello, hello. You don't raid me on Sundays. Like,
Well,
hi,
there we
hi.
There's the
We're
fire
still
elemental.
playing. We're going through day 5. Oh, there's the fire elemental.
Jeez.
So you ended early. How was your game? You're in uncharted territory because I can't tell you anything from this point about the game you're
I did not
playing.
know so you come in. Have you seen the fire elemental? Is magic of most marvelous kind, so very beautiful. The dancing flames. What if I had a creature like that? The pills I could make. Okay,
You
daily
did.
news, fire elemental. Fire growing in the very semblance of a man, a marvel to behold, and yet a deadly peril as well. To understand the fire, you must know the flame.
Gotcha.
Flame, watch this. Roar!
So
See how the flame
reacts to incense. Fire is attracted to the things it burns because it is very vain. So we're going to use the incense to capture your flame.
No, incense would make quite a lure for the fire elemental.
It
Very
would be
possible
possible
lure
to
the
lure
fire.
the fire wench away from this plaza using the incense, where it is weak from hunger and water, and capture it.
Hint, hint.
Buy incense. Incense made from the finest frankincense. Right, we've already read that. Golf is, of course, still on. I'll wait till you're done and maybe Sherry can join too. Absolutely, I definitely want to play golf today. We are trying to, I want to get through day 5.
Yeah, well,
At least, at least the what we need, whatever is important to day 5 is what I want to see. I mean, remember, this is totally blind playthrough to me, so I don't know when it's going to occur. And because he has gone to take a moment, I am going string as long as you want. That's more important. Well, you're important too, and so is golf. But let me go ahead and launch some bombs. Look at all you people in here. I got you throwing ya. Gaming with Cat just got thrown. Ah, goodbye, Mortal Wish. Crimson Kitty. I love all you guys' avatars. They're so awesome. They're so awesome. And thank you so much, Slayer, for bringing in the community into our little world here. So we're going to do a battle royale. And in honor of the raid, I'm giving away a game this time. So if you are here in the chat and you want a game, when it's all over, if you won the battle royale, speak up. Avatars. Here we go. Everybody, may the best avatar win. This is mass pandemonium. Perf Villain just got taken out. Goodbye, Perf Villain. I don't know who you were, but you got taken out too. Mark Tuchman. Mark Tuchman's coming in strong. Gaming with Cat has Oh, she's winning. Mel just beat up Mel. Goodbye, Immortal Wish. Mel Loves Games is still in there with Crimson Kitty. Crimson Kitty is just taken out. Wouldn't it be funny if it was me who wins? Oh my gosh, gaming. Gaming with Cat is really working hard, but I just got the healing, so I don't know who's getting the healing next. It's gonna be... It's one. The person who won is me. I won my own game. Does that mean I get to get a free game?
Here's your reward.
I won my own game. We gotta get back so we can see the chat. Just go. Here. Oh, hold on. Click out. Let me just take care of it. It's Twitch. It's Twitch. There we go. Rigged.
She cheats it. She cheats in cards too.
I cheat in everywhere. Guess what, people? If you want, I'm going to do another battle royale because I do not want to win. So, you're going to get a chance once again to do it again. May the best
empty pot
avatar win. This is a great way to get some of the games. I have several games that I need to give away. So this is definitely a good way to do this. All right, there you guys go. I'm watching it from my phone because this is the only way I can see it right now.
Could go for some lizard jerky myself. Fire elemental.
Okay, guys.
Such a destructive thing in the plaza means terrible loss to business.
We just ganged up on him.
Water thrown at
Hold on.
leaps away. So I'm just going to talk to a few people, kind of seeing their
Okay, so Serena is going after Mike Cade. I think Serena might be gone. Oh, nope, there's Crimson. Yep, goodbye. It's down to Crimson Kitty and Villain.
The point about the fire sire, it's a
Villain.
Fire elemental has seething
Villain. Per Villain, if you are there, speak up. And if you are there, you can have a free game. Good job.
Fire elemental. Fire elemental has a weakness for water. He lives in fast lanes, so you'll have to get him restrained if you want to make him remain so that you can get him contained. To get the flame to smother, don't ask me, go ask another.
Ah. Gotcha. That's my fast little guy that likes to. Okay, it's up to Perf. If he's there, he will talk up. If he's there, he will get a game. If not, who did Perf Villain take out? Kitty? I could give Kitty the game if she's there. I think she's eating the pizza. Brass is the essence. My oil lamps will light the way through the darkest night. Surely an adventurer such as yourself would have need of such a thing. For you, Amfandi, I will charge but 15 dinars. You AFK'd for a second and you won. Yay, you won. I'll pick you out a game. Let me know which genre. Mystery, RPG, or something like that. Just send me a DM. Or Discord. I've got games, so I'll hook you up. Welcome, Orion Hunter. Hello, baby. Come on in. Give her a kiss. I want to see what happens if you try to give her a kiss. You've seen her 3 times now. Does she turn you into a toad?
Let's see what happens.
All right. I won too, Perf.
Let's see if we honor is 70 currently, so okay.
Okay, so if your honor drops, you know you did a snooker thing, huh? You are most brash, and I will assume that you only mean to flatter me. So that was it. Very well.
Say we lost honor.
Oh, we lost an honor. Oh no. Okay, well, what's one point and a kiss between people, huh? I got a kiss for winning a game.
Fire's hunger. As long as there's something nearby to burn.
I know, it's Wonder Woman.
I can can consume the very
Consume the very bricks which makes the floor of the plaza.
Until it is contained, it cannot be controlled.
How about when water dances? The weakness of fire is water, but the elemental of fire will avoid water by moving away from its source. Unless you find some way to drive or lure the elemental away from the open plazas where it is much
I've got to concentrate.
more confined area, you will not be able to use water against it to capture it.
Hello? Hello? Echo! Echo! Echo!
Yes, Perf, it looks like Wonder Woman. Yes, William. Patrick, concentrate. It's been a pleasure conversing with you. Please stop looking at my boobies! Eyes front. Where's my Kate?
It's kind of interesting to
He's dreamy.
Talk to people and see what they're saying about the firemen.
Yes.
Someone must be sending the bad magic that comes here. That wizard most likely be in Regier, since the bad things happen there first.
Okay.
That's profiling.
Now, okay, maybe it is, but the fire elemental has just magically appeared. And all the bad stuff in the world, all is happening down in Regier. And now it's coming up to Shapir. Hey, baby. That's funny how when you tried to steal the baby. Yes, I will kick your ass today. I have no problem doing so.
Ah, darn it.
See, she's gonna show you how to fight. Yep, knocked her on her butt. See, there's the battle royale going on right now. Here. Oh, wow. Bet you weren't expecting that one, huh?
Actually, it was. But there you go. You have to be dodging it when she comes up.
Yep, you forgot to dodge out of the way. Is there like eventually a PB for how fast you can take her out? When you get really
What?
super
Fist
strong? No, just a personal best for how fast
Well,
you can take her out.
if you get pretty strong, you can, knock her out. Pretty much, you just get her into a corner. Like that. So, I mean, it's one of these things like I did there. If you back her up so she can't back up anymore, then you just keep knocking her down.
I got it. Eventually, she just trips on the rug and falls backwards.
Yeah. But then when she jumps herself back up, you have to be
Because she's always stabbing.
careful that
Yep.
you don't get, that she doesn't kick you back. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, weapon use to 173, strength, agility. So, some of these are not too bad for only being on day 5.
I can't believe she took an honor point just because you had to give her a kiss. What the heck? I mean,
She's a very prim and proper woman.
every hero has a need for belts and boots and water skin. May it be something I sell you. May I sell you something is most important.
Okay, so fire elemental.
Such a destructive
okay.
thing in the plaza
They all
means
say the same
terrible
thing.
loss of business and life when water is thrown at it. Everybody's now telling you what to do.
Yeah, so.
Hero of the kata. Get some water, asshat. I haven't got all day, so thing is magic. You need a magic user, not a fighter. Are there points if you don't talk to people? Are you gaining like communication skills? What's a wimp like you asking about EOF for? What's EOF?
Eternal Order of Fighters.
Ah. I'd forgotten that.
So,
Why does he consider me a wimp?
because he's
I'm the
an asshat.
hero. Yeah, well, that's true.
There's omens of fire throughout the sky and many portents of destruction. Now, what is it? You should know on this bright day.
What's your verdict on Unavowed? Were you satisfied with the ending we got?
We did multiple
We
endings.
did 4 endings. And believe me, by the way, the category still says Unavowed. Does it really? I put it for Quest for Glory. That's odd. Oh, well, we're just going to have to leave it now. Yep, we did 4 different endings. That is weird because I did hit save. I don't know. Maybe it didn't want to update it. Thank you, Twitch. Twitch asshole.
Elementals are things imagined, and that's ruled by the
No worries, just caught your eye. Oh, that's good. You should tell me when things aren't working right on my stream.
The dragon is the sign of vast magical power. Fire elemental. The planet Lahib is ascending. A fire elemental will gain more strength as it rises.
Yes. All right.
It's kind of cool. I mean, so many times I've played this game, and it's kind of neat to see these little things. It's easier when you actually see, like, oh, this is what you should be asking them and stuff like that.
Right. And thank you so much for the raid, Slayer. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. It's usually me going the other way, but we're just trying to work through day 5. Because day 5, day 6, nothing happens.
Well,
You
day
just
5 we
farm.
have the.
I mean, day 6, day 7, nothing happens.
Yeah, there's a couple days that there probably won't be much, so.
So you'll just farm through those off stream.
Yeah.
I sell oils and ointments that revitalize the skin and make one. Oh, well, my stream was dead, so I said, let's end it and let's do something good for Mel. Well, thank you so much. And I'm sorry, what was going on with Darksiders 3?
Rich Street. Ranning Tarek. Sharky Darb. Almost Sharky Darb.
We were just having a really interesting conversation with Nate about computer hard drives and stuff like that. Immortal Wish was doing a test. Serena is making sweet cabbage salads. So she wanted to know what she could use to sweeten it besides sugar, I think. And then Canadian Kidding is having a half and half pizza with a lot of stuff. I'm still stuck on Erebus, the current boss. I couldn't even remotely make progress. And you're still in the extra hard mode too, right? My son played that, and he said that some of those bosses were just so incredibly hard. And he played on the level that you're playing. And it was just like, he was like, incredibly hard. Oh, and then we were also talking about Death Stranding, which I cannot wait.
So
Canadian Kidding feels the same way. Cannot wait for Death
elemental.
Stranding. It'll be interesting to see how they use Norman Reedus in here, if it's going to be more like Call of Duty.
So as I kind of mentioned, like if you try to use water on the elemental, it just
Oh, it dodges it. Gotcha. And you just got burnt.
Yeah. So we don't want the bird sign. So.
Right. The problem is the random hitbox on his jump attack. Well, I'm going to grind a bit, try to level up my gear and fury, and try again next week. That's a good idea. Totally. So you're not, you mean later this week, right?
Okay.
Don't you play on Wednesday?
You have lured the fire element away from the plasma. Now you must try to weaken it and capture it. And I like that it kind of gives you the hint, like, okay, now you're good. Now you need to try and
use their
something.
incense.
So we use the incense to lure it away. We have a lamp to
put her in.
For it to capture it, and then we use
water,
contrary element to weaken it.
Got it.
Oops. Right.
But he managed to escape. Oh, there he is. Why, you little wily coyote? Yeah, Wednesday again. I'm not willing to lower the difficulty just yet. Well, see, that's the thing. You're like, you're tenacious. And that's why you're like, I ain't going to quit until I am absolutely done with a capital D-O-N-E, done. I've been there sometimes. Like, well, where you quit from easy. You just turn the game off and you quit.
You drop the
Your
lamp.
lamp is very hurt and angry. I have a new flame now, you say to the lamp, and she's the light of my life. You couldn't hold a candle to her, but inside your heart burns with the loss of your young, bright friend, young friend, the lamp.
When I was a kid, I was confused. Like, what?
You call out
What
to
is
no
this?
in particular.
Damn it!
Can you die from the flames?
Yes, I misclicked. Damn it! I'm gonna restart.
Okay. Yes, I got it. I know how it is. By God, do I know how it is. Long after the stream ended yesterday, I was on playing against the damn Queen Ants. I never beat her again, but I did go out. So I finally quit and went into a different area and figured out how to get the bird eggs out of the nest. I'll say it depends on the game. If the game has a certain motivational factor, I keep going. If not, then I'll simply throw in the towel. Well, you could lower the difficulty. This is a great game. Darksiders 3 is a great game. So you could just lower the difficulty and make it more enjoyable for yourself. And I have no doubt on the lower difficulty, you'll be just fine. But you just gotta say, to hell with it and do it. Very well. It's like after you throw your head into a brick wall about 1,000,000 times. On one of them, yeah, so you could lower it to apocalyptic and still get the platinum. I actually got a platinum. I don't get very many platinums when I play. Oh, surprise. There's no surprise about this, but I really don't usually get too many platinums. And I got a platinum yesterday, and I was really excited for that. I was like, woo! Usually get a lot of gold, some bronze, some silver, but I actually, yeah, this is really weird. That was medieval. I don't know what I did right, but I did something right. Go figure. Yeah, Tuesday night, you guys aren't going to see my face. I'm going to play on the PlayStation. No, God, no, I'm not done with it. There's tons more to do on that game. It's not a platinum for beating the game. It was something else. I think it was that or one of these. I saw like a platinum award. I was like, what?
Put the lamp on the ground.
Okay, so you pick up the lamp and rub it, a small flame appears, and when you rub it again, the flame goes away. You now have a magic lamp. You put the lamp safely away in your backpack.
And we will end it there.
It would mean you got 100% of the trophies. I don't know. I just saw a platinum. I don't know what it was. All I know is that I hardly ever get a platinum, so I was like, what?
Oh yeah, we got.
Oh yeah,
got
you
burned
took quite a
couple
bit.
times.
Yeah, took quite a bit of hit.
Never had that
burning.
problem. It kept burning me, and so it kept driving me up the alleyway, and then I have to go back, and I was out of incense, so I went and bought some more.
No, I'm not done with medieval at all.
Okay, so we are done with this for right now. So we'll go and probably off screen grind for a few days until the next thing happens.
Wouldn't you bring it to day 6 from this point? Oh, good God! Regardless, it looks like a fun game. At some point, when it's cheaper, I'm going to get it. Yeah, it's fun. I've reached a point where there are no difficulty settings in that game. So anyway, so you're from this point on now until the end of day 7. Does anything happen on day 8?
Something happens again in a couple days.
Like another elemental of a different type comes? Okay,
That's a good
so
guess, yes.
so that's why she told us the 4 elemental story.
Correct.
Because there's going to be 4 trials that are going to occur to Shapir, and we're going to have to figure out how to solve it. Got it. Got it. All right, folks and dokes. We have reached the end of today's stream. And
playing a little
so,
longer than normal because I want to at least get past that part, and then past this, then I'll just
right.
do some
right.
off-screen grinding.
This is saved. We can go ahead and quit.
Quit.
It is time to split. You mind if I join you? Yes.